Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. It's one of these situations there where I've got to get a catalyst and alpha, tier 1 alpha catalyst spent, and obviously we've got the timer going down. So I'm going to get quickly into the video on what the hell I'm talking about and what I want to rank up and for what reason. And it is a follow-on from, I think, Wolverine, because Wolverine at the moment is rank 440 for me, and obviously he's looking there 4010 with regards to the rating. And obviously X-23 is kind of, you know, she's not as good. She's got elements that make her completely amazing, which with regards to obviously regeneration, which we get with Wolverine. We get as well the bleed, which we get with Wolverine. And we get cruelty with X-23, so masteries can really benefit that, but the same thing could be said for Wolverine with regards to Fury, and the way that both of those kind of work in a comparison way. You kind of go for Wolverine over X-23, but a lot of people will choose X-23 over Mr. Wolverine. With timing being of the essence, just have a look at the base stats before we do the rank up. So obviously here with the percentages, we're looking at a critical rating of 25%, which gives us a critical damage rating of 194%. Not too bad with that compared with other champions. This is quite significant. Armor rating 9.6. Granted, that's not going to be a kind of a point of fact because she's going to take a lot of damage, and a block proficiency of 57%. It's not going to be amazing, but still we can have a look at those figures and see how that changes by the point of the rank up. With regards to her abilities and getting regeneration, now bleed and all things go hand in hand. Bleed is very good for this champion. Regeneration, on the other hand, 50% chance to regenerate up to 63999% over 4 seconds. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm just taking some of these facts in before we do the rank up to see what the changes are. So special attacks, any bleed or cruelty effect triggers last 27% longer than normal and has 27% increased chance potency. So that's excellent. And heavy attacks, strikes multiple times. Each hit has an additional 165.22 critical hit. Effective. Can be increased obviously when we do the rank up and also through signature ability level. Obviously you can use signature stones to increase that champion. So without further ado, let's get this lady ranked up, and I've got 3 minutes before I've got to claim that alpha, otherwise I've got to lose it for good. So there we have it. Recently pulled in a 4-star crystal, X-23 is now up to 440. And let's have a look at the changes to the character with regards to percentages. Not a huge amount has really changed with the character. The critical rating I don't think has gone up overly. The same thing with the critical damage rating, hasn't gone up considerably. Armor rating, that was just, again, a lot of this stuff has not changed quite a lot. It's only when you get the champion up further with regards to the rank and a little bit to do with the signature level that you're going to see a great difference, and really kind of see it in your battle that the character's like a, I don't know what it's like, stabbing at a blancmange. It's going to go right through and kind of obviously damage the character. Obviously the great thing about it is regen is on the character, so that's nice to see. Any significant changes? Nothing really so far. It's kind of jumping at me. Obviously regeneration's gone up a little bit. Yeah, it's all standard stuff really. It's not a huge amount of difference that has been. When you look at Wolverine, obviously you got that element of Fury, which we discussed. It's going to really kind of edge the champion a bit more, and the fact that he seems to be a little bit more stockier. But X-23 has got it in spades when it comes to critical damage. If you've got your mastery set up in a certain way where you've got precision and a cruelty and stuff like that, then it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a good champion for that in any case. But obviously if you've got down a Fury line, then that's going to be a little bit added extra when it comes to Wolverine. Now we've got a little mutant synergy team going here, and I'll put her against old Winter Soldier. Man, he seems to get like all the punishment now. Characters with 5 stars and stuff. It's he gets a complete smack over. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to Wolverine and do a little, hopefully do a lot more than I did back then, because that was just it wasn't great. Okay, that wasn't great at all. But one thing I do feel with Wolverine kind of like edges it, it's just the pound for pounders just seem to be more with regards to Fury, and that obviously this bleed is more like very quick at the point of touch to be stackable. So I'm obviously enjoying this a little bit more than I was with X-23. See, that bleed is just so consistent. But let's just continue the fight on. Unfortunately, as most things happen with using crappy tech, things didn't go so well because my screen recorder gave out right at the end, and it was a kind of a point where I just thought, oh, that's bloody typical of that. But let's go back to the main focus of this video, which was X-23. Yes, X-23, and obviously using both Wolverines is kind of like, I know people will say, why do you choose both? I talked about both of them. Well, they're kind of similar. In fact, you should really kind of address them as Wolverines. X-23, yeah, better rating with regards to putting her up to 440. With regards to things like the bleed, I found that I was getting more of an intense bleed from using Wolverine over X-23. It doesn't mean, again, to say that she is bad in any way. She just excels in a few other areas over Wolverine. Though Wolverine does edge it with regards to the consistency of regeneration, the consistency of the bleed, the consistency of Fury. Obviously, he doesn't get so much with regards to the cruelty aspect, but it's just the main factors that make the champion more unique. X-23 did have more of a kind of a punch when it came to those crit damages. So when we were seeing a bleed on the enemy, we were getting that signature ability Frenzy kind of in play, where the damage was increased. And when you kind of look at Wolverine and X-23, one is kind of definitely like the assassin in that it's calculated. It's the playing the character is not, you know, you guys know me. I'm all about kind of aggression. I'm all about brawling, and that's really the kind of the way that I kind of play, which is it can be a lot sloppier than most other players. But the thing is, sometimes it's just what you enjoy doing. It's just like going full ham, and most of the time I like going full ham. That's why Wolverine is a kind of character that kind of speaks to my playing style over X-23, which more is a kind of a cautious yet passive and also aggressive. It's like you have to be, it's definitely like an assassin. You're trying to shoot from distance, you're trying to keep your distance, you then do it coming in on the sneaky, and then putting in the damage. I can imagine that as I increase the signature levels of the character and eventually get her up to rank 5, she may be more effective for doing intense amount of damage. If you then compare to things that use blades or kind of attack with huge amount of bleeds, she is kind of a little bit low down on there. If you're looking for kind of pound for pound brawling, as we looked at, Wolverine is your man for that. I think if I had to choose one or the other, it would largely be if, however, Wolverine X-23 was up to about signature level 80 plus, I'd probably go, yeah, definitely rank 5. But at the moment, and the way that I like my Wolverine, he may be the next one, unless I get Storm awakened in the next 5-star crystal. She will probably then go up another level, which then would take away all my mutant tier 4 class catalysts. And loosely touching on Wolverine, I think that as I increase that cellular regeneration and we see the increase with regards to the amount of health he can regen, we'll see like so much more stockier regen. Like obviously based on the power levels, we're then hoping for a really consistent, like the numbers were quite good for the amount the champion was bleeding per second. And as I've seen with most opponents that I've faced off with Wolverines that have a higher signature as well as higher rank, we're going to see a real helpful champion. Not so much with regards to some content in the game, like end game stuff, because it's all about doing that high damage output. I think that he does have a place with regards to creating a team. Maybe he's going to factor into some sort of team for questing, maybe event questing. I'm not quite sure with his involvement with me in Act 5 whether or not I'm going to use him a bit more, but I definitely think that he is a shoe-in for things in heroic and master mode and could be a regular team spot for me. So yeah, that was a video on Wolverine and X-23. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for Marvel Contested Champions. And I'm trying to get my stuff sorted so I can stream again. It's a bit of a nightmare with the computer setup. I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm working on it. Hopefully next week we'll be all sorted. So thanks very much. Don't forget to support MCC News once every day, if not twice a week, 3 times a week, whenever it is. So catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.